I am so sick and tired of chasing my money. Does that sound like you? Or did that sound like you? What have you done to change that? Comment below. If that was you and you fixed that problem, please go ahead and share that with everyone. But if that is currently you, here's the best change in your business that you can do to solve that problem. If this is the first time ever watching any of my videos, thank you very much for clicking on it. Don't forget to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It means a lot. I appreciate it. Going into my 7th year in lawn care, I've learned a lot from trial and error. I've also learned a lot from talking to people all over social media and locally. And there's one thing that is universal around the whole industry, and that's how do you get paid faster? The most traditional thing is to bill work after you've done the work, right? You mow a lawn or you spread some mulch and then you send them an invoice, or you knock on the door and hand them a paper invoice, or just ask them for however much money was that you previously agreed upon for that service, right? And hopefully if all goes well, they pay you right then and there. Or if you're mailing them or emailing them an invoice, whether it's 7 days, 14 days, whatever it is, 1 day, whatever it is, hopefully, best case scenario, they pay that, right? Well, we all know that that doesn't happen all the time. And most commonly, especially in today's day and age, for some reason, it's more common not to do that, not to pay your bills. I've had customers that have become clients and have had for the whole entire 6 going on 7 years and have never had a problem, or very rarely had a problem with them paying their bills on time. But just recently, even most, if not all of those people have started to fall off the wagon and just think it's okay not to pay their bill on time and just have every excuse in the book as to why they can't. So I'm not going to go into the psychology of why that might be and speculate all that and bash people or whatever, or make excuses for people. That's really irrelevant. Like, I don't really even care why people don't pay their bills. What I care about is that the bills get paid. Because the more your business grows, such as mine, the more expenses you have, such as payroll, taxes, workers' comp, more equipment, so on and so forth, more gas consumption, oil, and all that, more maintenance, all those things, it all adds up. So you need that cash flow. You need that money. You don't have the ability to just kind of be like, it's not a big deal. Like if you're part-time doing this and you already have a full-time job, whether you're trying to transition out of that and into full-time lawn care or not, while you're doing lawn care part-time, you're kind of like lackadaisical, easygoing about a lot of these things. Not always, obviously, but most commonly, if it's not like your lifeblood and where you have bills to pay and all the expenses I just mentioned, it's not as big of a deal. But it should be. You should be making it a big deal before it becomes a big deal, even if it isn't already. Because as you grow, it becomes a nightmare. Because then you just have more and more and more people to chase after to get your money. I've heard of people that invoice immediately. They say payments due at the time of service and stuff like that, and that obviously doesn't always work. The people just happen to not be home, and you're like, oh, okay, well, no, I'll just knock on the door, ring the bell, and make sure that they're home before, and make sure I get paid before I even start, so that they don't answer. Okay, well, I'm not doing it. That's great, but you just wasted your time and money going out there, and they're not even there. So yeah, you're not out doing the work and not getting paid, but you're still out the time that it took you to go out there. And if you had employees with you, you guys had a schedule to keep, and now it's like, okay, well, it's going to be a shorter day now because we're not doing this particular job, and which means potentially less hours for your employees and so on. So it's still not a good situation, right? Then there's like prepay. A lot of people do prepay. That's been a common thing over the years. Hey, at least we get paid. We know we got paid before we actually complete the work now, so it's not that big of a deal. And if they don't pay, we just don't do the work. That's great, but you also still don't get paid. So yes, you don't do the work, but you're also not getting paid. So that's not really helping either. That's better than doing the work and not getting paid. I get that totally. That's the next step. You're at least not doing the work if you don't get paid. but you're not doing the work. So you're not earning revenue and income. You're not getting that cash flow for your business and to pay your bills, your personal bills, your business bills, all that stuff, your employees, if you have any, all that. That's not getting paid unless you get the work done. So either way, you're still not getting paid, right? Unless the people pay. And the people that pay in advance are the people that are usually going to pay after the fact. So what about all the people in between that are slow payers, don't want to pay at all? Whether you tell them they have to pay first or you tell them they have to pay after, the same people are going to do the same thing. So how do you solve that so you just get paid? I don't know if you've heard this before. A lot of people have talked about it, but you need to have credit cards on file and charge their cards. End of story. Solution solved. That's it. I can end the video right now. But I just want to reassure you that I have not only talked to local people, talked to, huge companies all over the country from social media. I'm fortunate enough to have made so many connections and had so many opportunities to connect with so many different people and businesses of all different sizes and types of services in this industry. And the ones that never have this problem are the ones that either right from the start made sure credit cards were the only form of payment, or they converted to that. Whether they lost some customers or not, at least they didn't lose money at the end of the day. I mean, you could think they lost potential money if they lost customers, but people come and go so often in this industry that you can make that up with new clients. Fill your schedule back up, book out new jobs and so on, and you're going to actually get paid because you have the credit card on file. Because what is the point of having those customers and being like, oh, okay, well, I lost those customers and now they're, so now I'm not going to make that potential money. But what if you didn't implement credit cards and you didn't lose those customers? Most likely those are the customers that weren't going to pay you anyway. So again, you're still not getting paid. So ultimately, if you have a credit card on file and you charge their card immediately, whether it's after that job or after every other week or monthly, whatever it is. I do billing monthly. There's a whole nother conversation about that, how you want to do that. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if you're having credit cards on file and you're charging them immediately when everything is done. So yes, to keep cash flow coming in throughout the month so that you're constantly having cash flow, staggering your payments, maybe doing bi-weekly billing, things like that. Like I said, that's a whole another conversation, a whole another topic for another video. I'm just talking about either way, no matter how you do your billing cycle, if you don't have the proper way to collect your payment, then none of it matters. So by having a credit card on file, then you can charge the card immediately when you're done or whatever your billing terms are and get paid 48 hours or whatever it takes for the credit cards to go through, depending on what service provider you're using and so on. And that just leads me to the final point is, obviously this isn't for everyone if they're not set up for that, right? I'm not saying like, you have a notebook that you keep in your office desk drawer that you write down every single customer's credit card number. That is not safe. You can't do that because that could be exposed to all kinds of things and people could get a hold of that and all that stuff. So, and a lot of people don't feel comfortable having credit card information anyway. So make sure you have a software that can support that. There's plenty of invoicing and estimating software out there in our industry. A lot of big name choices out there that a lot of people have a lot of experience with that have the option to keep a credit card on file and charge the card at whenever it is that you have scheduled to charge the card, or whenever you click charge card after a service is completed. So make sure you have software that can handle that so that you don't have to worry about keeping track of the credit card numbers and all the security stuff. The software has all that integrated within it, and you do whatever you have to do to partner with them and pair all that stuff up and link your bank account and all that kind of stuff. You do all that and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. All you got to do is make sure that the customer is putting their credit card number in on their end, or they're giving it to you over the phone and you're punching it in into the software, and that's it. You never see it again. You only see the last four numbers, just like on receipts and stuff like that, and that's it. And you can just get paid as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Keep the cash flow coming in so that your business can keep growing and you can keep paying your bills and feeding your family. As always, thank you guys for watching. If this is your first time checking out any of my videos on my channel, thanks for checking this video out. Go ahead and like, comment your thoughts below. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and ring the bell for notifications so you'll always be notified when I post new videos, which I'm doing every week. Don't forget to keep trying new things and be a rookie for life. Peace. This is horrible timing.